Joining us, our special guest, our old buddy, Pitt defensive line coach Greg Gattuso. Gattuso, thanks for joining us, bud.
It's my pleasure to be here.
How about that? He really stressed the old,
Well,
old buddy.
I've known
nice of
Gattuso
him,
forever.
It's
He's
been
a
a
South
long
Hills
time.
guy.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right. I am feeling old, you know, when I look back. It's been.
He's younger than I am. He's younger than you are.
I was going to say, it was nice cheering for you when you played for the team.
That's
When I was
That's
a kid.
a good shot. That's good.
Gattuso, you got a young group, a very, very active defensive line. Guys look really fast against. What you guys playing against? Virginia. Thanks. I had a brain freeze for a second. Looked great against Virginia. What's been the key for you guys?
We really try to take the leash off a little bit. We want them to be aggressive and get off the ball. And, you know, I was nervous going into the game because we had done a great job, the kids have, of cutting loose and getting off the ball and trying to make some plays. But I was worried that in their first start that they would, you know, kind of slow their feet down, and they didn't. I mean, not at all, you know, and I was really happy with that. And, you know, we made some mistakes and certainly have a lot of room to improve, but it was a great jump-off point for a young defensive line that we could play that well against an offensive line that's that big and talented. I was pretty pleased with them, and hopefully we can make a big improvement this week against Cincinnati.
Now, you guys seem to have increased your team speed. We were talking with Coach Wannstedt about that earlier. And the defensive line. Talk a little bit about how you got these guys running and everything.
Well, you know, God gave them those gifts. I mean, I wish I could tell you I developed their speed for them, but we didn't.
You put on one of your old Penn State reels and showed us how you do it. Huh? Get quick off the ball.
I teach them how
Sprinter
not
stance,
to with
sprinter stance.
How not to tape, you know. But no, you know, Gus Mistakis. You know, I like the philosophy of, you know, defensive ends become defensive tackles and big linebackers become defensive ends, and it generates speed. You know, Doug Fulmer was a strong safety in high school. He's an incredibly athletic young man. Gus Mistakis played defensive line or defensive end his whole life. He's moved inside, and though he's a little undersized, he's very quick. Mick Williams is a former linebacker in high school that can really run. You know, those guys are all athletic guys. You know, Joe is another guy that was a linebacker in high school. So the theme is move your feet, and we beat it into them. I mean, we pulled out we bought a 4-man sled this past summer, and you know, and I'm a little old school with the sled, but we pushed that thing all camp. You know, we just wore them down, pushing, moving your legs. We did a lot of things like that I think made it muscle memory, and it paid off. Now hopefully we can continue them playing. And with a young group, you know, their feet are fast. We just got to try to get their minds as fast as their feet right now.
Now, I got to ask him, because Leo said that you were just a stellar pass rusher.
Our
buddy Leo Wisniewski, who also played at Penn State. He said you were a stellar pass rusher.
Actually, I was
so you break it down, and now you're teaching the young guys.
Yeah, well, we talk about that a lot, about my sack totals weren't the best. But, you know, those 3 interceptions save a little face. 2 of them against Syracuse, I might add. We'll go to the next question.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, see, you should have went to Indiana State. You could have set a Missouri Valley Conference record for sacks.
Yeah,
Hall of Famer there.
I might have been pretty good. I'm not sure where that's at. But, you know,
now, do you ride the sled? Do you hold on to the sled and make them drive you?
I do.
And what do you say? What do you
weight to put on it? So it was, you know, I was kind of the next best. No, you know, Coach Partridge and I have a little deal. He's small and fits in that little crack with the ball and get him moving, and I stand on it, and I've learned to step my weight each direction to kind of steer it a little bit. So, you know, we grinded them up on it this camp. I mean, once a day we pushed the sled to get our feet moving, and it was good. It was good. It was fun. You know.
Did you do any seat rolls on them? Because when I was in Minnesota, we used to do this drill. You had to fire off on a 4-point, hit the sled, roll, hit, and 7. And you get down there and then come back. Your head is spinning, and you're like, you know how you're almost sick. You're spinning so much.
We're a little up to date here. We got rid of those 35-year-old drills a little while ago, and you know we're working now. We spend a lot of time moving our feet and using our hands, and I know you guys appreciate that. Everything's hands, everything's feet. We really are fighting a battle with these young guys to use their hands and feet to win. And they're learning it. I mean, great pass rushers are never, you know, it's not strength. It's, you know, Doug Fulmer's got one of the lowest bench presses on our football team and our defensive line. But he's got more power because he understands leverage, and he's got great striking ability. So, you know, they're the things we preach and we work, and we have a little defensive line gospel that we use that the kids like.
What is it? What is it?
It's assignments number 1, get offs number 2, strike is number 3. We tell them to move their feet gaining ground because we want to emphasize that, and we tell them to finish. And also in there is footwork. Proper length of steps, and we work on all those things every day. And we feel like, and I hate to be nice and give my buddy a plug, but I've learned a lot off Leo Wisniewski in the years, and he was always very good at those things. And we talked a lot, and we developed this, Coach Partridge and I, this little gospel that the kids focus on, and that's what we use, and it's been effective. It's we got to just keep pounding away at it.
Now you got a bunch of young guys on that team. Were you a little nervous when ESPN comes in and the lights, camera, action, how these young guys would react when it was go time?
Yeah. I mean, that was, a lot of lost sleep, Thursday and Friday night, just because, when everything you pick up, it's the defensive line is the liability, and if the defensive line plays well, then you have a chance. So yeah, we were all feeling a lot of heat. When I walked in the first day when I got moved over, and I told them, I said, we aren't getting it done, and we're going to. We just we got to work hard, and they have. And but I was nervous. I thought, young guys go out. I remember my first start. I talked to them about my first start. I was on the ground the whole game. I mean, I was, so nervous, and there's all these people in the stands, and it was your first time on TV. So I just tried to get them not to be a dummy like me and to just play, and they did. I mean, I give them credit. They went out and competed very hard, and that's all we can ask of a young group like that.
My first start was against Maryland. I forgot that I was on the field goal team, and I was sitting off with the other freshmen drinking Gatorade, and they go, we're short one man on the field goal team. And I'm going, whoa, is he in trouble? And that's what I remember. And I sprinted on the field, and Frank Maloney, the head coach, kicked me right in the seat of the pants as I'm running out in front of my parents and everything. Oh, my goodness.
Yeah. Now, Greg Gattuso was the head coach at Duquesne University for many, many years. Is it more nerve-wracking to coach a position that you played or to be a head coach?
To be a head coach.
Yeah.
I mean, no matter how anybody wants to tell you, I mean, we all have our roles, and
Right.
we all work very hard in our roles. And really, I always felt that my biggest strength at Duquesne was my staff, and I understand our roles, but your name's on it.
Right.
I was happy for Coach Wanstead. I really was. I know, we've got a long way to go, but it was a great step in the right direction. And I think as a head coach, you've got so much more going on. It's not just a position. It's not just worrying about if the kid's going to play. He has worries like, where, curfew, making sure everybody's in. What about the young guys that aren't at the hotel? How are they behaving? Managing the interviews and the media and all the people and all the alumni and all the people screaming, and the 76 team was there. It was kind of strange running out there and seeing those old uniforms, and they were all high-fiving me, and in the past they were punching me. So.
That's right. You locked up with those guys.
Yeah,
Did you give
not
anybody a
those
flipper?
guys.
Did you give a flipper? Oh, that's right, not the 76. You're too young.
No, I just kind of ran through like this.
You didn't flipper anybody.
No flip. No,
Just
they
for
were.
old time's
Some of
sake.
those guys still pretty big. So, but he's got a lot to worry about, and it's nerve-wracking. I could focus on our process. We talk about our gospel and just worrying about making sure our kids really just play football hard, and that's easier than being a head coach or a coordinator.
Well, Gattuso, thanks for joining us, brother. Appreciate
Well,
it.
thank you. It's great seeing you guys again.